live, Jenna.
Hello. How are you? How's it going? Welcome to a huge day for me for 3 reasons, and I have found a way to categorize the 3 reasons why it's such a big day. Number 1, tonight is the first presidential debate between the Donald and the Hillary. I've been looking forward to this almost as much as I was looking forward to the Stupid Bowl. Almost as much. And I watched the Super Bowl from start to finish with every commercial, with like every appetizer and every snack food you can imagine. So, what would I do and what will I do for the second most anticipated event? Well, first of all, we invited people over because it's an event. It's not just something to watch, because it's just going to be, I think, a comedy of wits back and forth all night. Also, the polls this morning are different than the polls yesterday, which were different than the polls the day before and the day before. I don't understand how every single day the polls are completely, absolutely crazy and different. I say whoever you like, just find the poll that has them ahead. What's wrong, Lance?
There's no sound.
How come?
I don't know. It seems like you're talking, so I'm going to relaunch it with a different phone.
Does anyone else have a problem with sound?
I think we're good.
Awesome.
Yeah, someone just said I hear.
All right, we're going to relaunch in a second.
All right, that went really well. So that's perfect.
No, they're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have sound either.
No, we have
They
sound.
have sound.
Oh, you have sound?
Yeah.
So should I keep going
I think so.
on my like diatribe of politics?
Yeah, we'll give you sound in a second.
Okay, great. Well, anyway, for you guys that are watching, same people.
This is why somebody has 4 phones.
I know. Well, this is why it's a good thing we have 4 people. So I'm super excited. I'm beyond excited for tonight. I have no idea what to expect. I have a small child who wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. So the chances of me actually staying awake until the debate starts are obviously none to none. There's no way I'm going to be alive for this thing tonight. But I will be able to react to it tomorrow when I read the recaps at 4:30 in the morning when my child wakes up again. So that's perfect. How are you over here?
Doing good. We're getting there.
Yeah?
I am almost live.
Okay. So I might as well just hold off for 1 second. Do I have to do the whole thing, start all over again?
No, I
About how
think
excited I was?
just
I'll just make it a little more compact.
Actually, while I'm at it.
Okay. Cool. Nothing like smooth. first
Hey,
few
you
minutes.
expect perfection from me?
Yeah, sort of. Kind of expected it to be perfect. Or something close to it.
Let's go.
Alright. Big day today. Huge. I'm going to tell you why. 3 reasons. And only 3 reasons. There are no other reasons why today's a big day. Number 1, big debate tonight. Huge. Huge. The Donald and the Hillary are going to go face to face. Young, spry, 2 exciting characters who are willing and wanting to lead our country into the next century of, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be, but I'm excited, and we're having people over, and we're going to treat it like the Super Bowl. Like, we're excited about the commercials, and we're going to have lots of appetizers, and we are going to mock and make fun.
We have sound.
This sound. That's great. It's good to know. And my dear, darling, amazing friend, probably one of my favorite friends who I still keep in touch with from the Today Show, has both the enviable and unenviable task of moderating the debate tonight, Lester Holt. And I'll tell you a funny story about Lester and what I said to him today as he gets ready for the debate. And you know, he took the week off to basically prepare for this. He is in a no-win situation. He is not in a sort of win situation. My dear poor friend is in a no-win situation no matter what happens. Do I think they're going to have sound? I hope they don't have sound for the first 3 minutes, just because they're going to be just like us. So let me tell you a funny story about Lester Holt and how I wished him luck today. Our offices were right next to each other at the Today Show, literally separated by a wall, papier-mâché thin. Literally, I sneezed to myself, like one of those fake sneezes that's like, and Lester would be like, bless ya! Like, that's how thin the walls were. So I had pictures up on my wall because we did this story once. This HGTV came and redid The Office, so they put all these amazing pictures up. And one was this amazing picture of me and my former babysitter down in Haiti, this Haitian woman named Andremise. I went down to visit her after the earthquake. We both met up. We cried. There was a close-up shot of both of our heads. This beautiful, now older black woman wearing this white t-shirt, and I was this, like, petrified white woman wearing this black t-shirt, and our heads were together, and it was just so beautiful and so symbolic of, like, coming together after the earthquake. That was a big picture framed in my office, and then there was a picture of Lester and I on a work trip to Jamaica, where I was doing a handstand in a sports bra and spandex. We were just working out, and he was holding one of my ankles as if he caught a fish. Those were two big pictures of my office. Well, one day, an intern asked, as they always do, if they could come have a one-on-one session where you just sort of give them advice and sort of guide them. And the interns were amazing, and they were hungry and curious and all the things interns are supposed to be. So this particular woman sits down with me, and God bless, I love her. And she has brought me so much humor from this one story. It has so many legs. She sits down, and she says, asked me a bunch of questions. I said, do you have anything else? And she said, well, what was your favorite story that you ever did at the Today Show? Thought about it for a while, and I said, gosh, my favorite story, and I mentioned this amazing story, this courageous story, this little boy who was a quadriplegic. A horrible story. This car ran over him when he was a year and a half, and now all of a sudden he's graduated high school and he's surfing. It's like the most inspirational story, and I was so excited to tell her, and she seemed like she was like, okay. I said, well, why? Was that not the answer you were looking for? And she says, I just thought your answer would be different. And I said, well, what did you think my favorite story was? And she looks around my office and she says, well, I just assumed it was your meeting with Nelson Mandela because of all the pictures you have up. And I said, well, what? Like, knowing full well, I've never met with Nelson Mandela. I didn't even like follow him on Facebook, obviously. I'm trying to be funny, don't worry. She said, well, you have that picture there where your heads are touching, and then you have that picture where he was holding you when you were doing a handstand. I go, Lester? You think Lester's Nelson Mandela? I go, well, you're in college currently, right? Like, you see this is not Nelson Mandela. And it was so entertaining to me that I had to bring Lester in, and moving forward, I said I would now treat him like Nelson Mandela with the same respect that Mr. Mandela deserved. And so, that being said, a few hours ago, as he's preparing for the biggest debate of his entire career, of his whole life, tonight, the Donald and the Hillary, I said, my dear sweet friend Lester, if you remember nothing else from everyone that has given you advice this week, remember this: you are not Nelson Mandela. And I sent a picture of me doing a handstand with him holding my foot while I'm wearing a sports bra and spandex. And that, I think, is what he should take into tonight's debate, to guide him and really give him the inspirational and the emotional push that he needs to get himself to tether that line between crazy and crazier. So that was my, beautiful advice to Lester. Okay, so big debate tonight. Super excited about it. Doesn't matter what the polls say, because there are 10,000 polls. Pick a different one if you don't like the first one, and you'll find someone. I know it's all about trends. We don't need to get into it any more than that. Sun went down. Number 2, this is it. This is the show. What'd you do today? Well, I got up. That's a show. What's the show? It's a show about nothing and everything all at the same time. Since the debut of the greatest television program in the history of mankind, Seinfeld, I always wanted, like Jerry Seinfeld, to do a show about nothing. But instead I worked at the Today Show, where every day it was a show about something. So I decided if I ever left the Today Show, I was going to start a show about nothing. What do I mean by that? If I had 10 amazing people to choose from to feature on the Today Show would feature one, and those poor 9 amazing people whose stories deserve to be told, sorry buddies, you're not going to get on the show because we picked. Well, guess what? Now I get to interview those 9 people. If we have 5 amazing bands, but we only have time for 1 on the Today Show, 4 amazing bands don't get to be on the show. Guess what? I get to bring those 4 bands on the show. That's what I love about this. All the bloopers that you never got a chance to see because they were on the cutting room floors, all the crazy things we did behind the scenes that you never got a chance to see, I get to talk about them, and I get to do them. I get to be a total jackass if I want to, or I could be demure. And I could be serious, but I could be anything I want, right? It's my show. It's a show about nothing and everything. So, very excited about that. Super excited to introduce you to all the amazing people that I have met in my life. Whether it's at the show, whether it was being a sportscaster for 12 years before then. I've met every amazing athlete, at least playing back then. I've seen every locker room. I've got so many cool, awesome stories that didn't fit into the block, the perfectly manicured block of what television programming was. Here we get to talk about it. So we'll have athletes on, we'll have musicians on, and we'll have regular, awesome, interesting people and kids and really neat, awe-inspiring and not so awe-inspiring people on, and we'll laugh and we'll inspire and we'll challenge and we'll do some burpees, and at the end of the day, hopefully, you know, we've lost weight, because it's 4 hours where I'm not going to eat. It'll be the only 4-hour stretch of the day, although every day I think I'll bring 2 of my favorite foods. So today my 2 favorite foods are almonds and apple chips, basically just dehydrated apples. You know, when I say it really sounds like crap. Like, it doesn't sound like like what a boring life I lead. I'm like, my favorite foods are dehydrated apples and the almond. But you're right. I guess I really need to amp up my wide culinary palate. And breath mints, because I am going to have some coffee, because I've used the caffeine in this coffee to get me through the last 8 minutes. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 4 hours and 52 minutes. That should be fun.
4 hours?
3 hours and 52 minutes. That should be fun.
Wait, your mouth.
Okay. Last but not least, there was a third reason why today's a big day. Oh, last but not least, my 3-year-old has her 3rd ever karate class. Karate, Jerry, karate. It's actually Taekwondo. First class. And by the way, sucker written all over me. We weren't even there 3 minutes, and the master says, you are better off signing up for a whole year, not just for 1 class. I was like, oh, you must be right. I better sign up for the whole year. Meanwhile, she hadn't even started the first class. I'm like, where do I sign up for the whole year? I'm like, here's my credit card. Take another one. I was a sucker. That being said, we now talk about karate all week to get her amped and pumped. First class, she learns the block. The block is supposed to be like this. Hiya! Harper goes, how ya doing? I'm like, it's not hello, Harper. You're going, hiya! She goes, hiya! I go, Harper, you need to you're a little angry. She's going, hiya! So we got her to be like, hi. So it's close. Class 1. Class 2 was the kick. Hiya! Harper's kick. And I'll put this on Instagram. I don't want you to think I'm lying about any part of this. Harper's kick. Ha! Harper, you kick high and strong. Hiya! Harper. Ha! Okay. So we focused on the gi, which is the outfit that they get to wear, which is so adorable.
Speaking of which, somebody wants to know what kind of shoes you wear.
Oh, these are these awesome, these are Michael Kors slip-ons. They're amazing, and they got me through summer and fall. This is my pedicure, if you guys want to see. They're great. And they're great for doing fake Taekwondo kicking. Hiya! Anyway, what I realized after 2 classes is that I'm really only in this for the Instagram and for taking pictures of my small child. Yes, I'd love her to be disciplined, and I would love her to have some sense of balance in her life and to be able to block if another, say, I don't know, 3-year-old or 2.5-year-old comes at her. But for the most part, it's about the IG, it's about the Instagram, and I'd love to have good pictures. So today's the 3rd class. That's why it's a big day. I mean, no telling where she's going to go after what she learned in the first 2 classes. I just have to sit and wait for it because I'm super, super excited. So that being said, this is my little tiny, let's write some funny things down. We're going to talk about today's show after we haven't been on in a while. So it's been a relatively crazy summer.
Some people are asking the schedule for the show.
Oh, you want to know the schedule for the show?
Just like
so do I.
It's 11 to 3. 11 a.m. Eastern time till 3 p.m.
Listen, we're on 11 a.m. to 3. So don't go anywhere. Sit back, do no work for the next 8 hours and hang out. And let's be honest. Let's make this the first show about nothing but honesty. I thought the show should be 1 hour. Lance, who you're going to get to know, my guru, thought the show should be 12 hours. We have combined and met in the middle to make this a 4-hour show. Every day. Now, I know some of you passed out in shock and awe. I want you to get back up and process the fact that it is every single day for 4 hours. Monday through Friday. Okay? Monday through Friday for 4 hours.
I get the week. I'll figure out how to get you.
There will be no weekend, Lance, because I love you that much. We're going to be honest with each other. So here we are. We've got every weekday, Monday through Friday, that many hours. Not this many. That many hours. And we're going to fill every single one. We've got an awesome bevy of cool guests and musical bands and interesting people that we're going to talk to. It's going to be, I'm not going to say it's like any other show, because I don't know. I mean, I'd love it to go on forever. There's a chance it could end by Wednesday. But you know what? We're going to give it the old heave-ho. We're going to give it an old fighting chance and see what happens. But we're excited, and I've got the support of Lance and Stephanie, who basically spent the entire summer in Rio, and then like weeks before that covering all the conventions, and weeks before that like in Orlando. So I haven't seen her in about 4 months, but she wrote me a postcard and said she is super excited about this show, so she will come join us at some point. And Harper's in school every day, so that's why she's not running around. You'll see her when she gets home. Don't freak out. It's 8:30 to 12:30. Today she gets to bring lunch for the first time, and she goes, "I bring lunch?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "That's very exciting." 3 years old. I said, "Okay, well, it's exciting today. Maybe not. Maybe by Wednesday bringing lunch won't be that exciting, but you hold on to that, Harper." And Quinny, the little 19-month-old, she's in a couple classes. Today she has big muscle. I said, "Quinny, show me big muscle." I said, "Don't show anyone else big muscle. You just show me big muscle." So that's basically it. The life is moving, right? We're all on this sort of treadmill of stuff that's happening every day. And what was next in line for me was to sit down and take everything that is filled up in here and put it out here. And all the people that I normally answer questions to who ask me what's going on, I'm always like, oh, I just want to do something fun and big and exciting. And now I get to do all of those things for 4 hours a day, every day, Monday through Friday.
Streamed live
on
Periscope
and Facebook and all of it. But it's going to be fun. On YouTube, right? It's going to be a blast. Okay, so today's show, what we're going to talk about, music. I love music. I live for music. My musical taste changed ever so slightly when I had kids. I never knew what Baby Beluga meant. I thought it was something fancy that you order, and now it's my kid's favorite song. Or like Wheels on the Bus, there are like actually 13 verses. Like, did you know that like the fabric on the bus goes the fabric? What? The fabric. There are many verses to the songs that when we were little we had just but one. So music has become a huge part of our lives, and we absolutely love it. And living in New York City, it's just a hodgepodge of amazing up-and-coming bands that there just aren't enough venues to give every band a chance. So when you come across just great artists who really get it and who are awesome people and who really want to, I don't know, change the musical landscape, why not have them on to come sit and play and you know, give us a little peek into your soul before they become big. What was the movie where they it was 40. This is 40. Remember when he had a chance to sign Arcade Fire and he didn't? Guess what, guys? That's not going to be me. 20 years from now, I'm not going to be like, oh, I could have had the Scruffy Pearls on the show, but I was too busy talking about my life. There they are, you guys. You're so good looking. That's what you guys are. So we're going to start with the Scruffy Pearls. We're going to talk to them for a bit. We're going to let them play. Like, they're all acoustically talented, and they're going to, is that even a thing? They're going to come and they're going to play a little bit. Let me tell you where we are, set the scene. We're in Manhattan. We are on the west side, Midtown. If you can, Lance, take a look. You can just sort of see the landscape up there. You can see the GE building. You can see the, I don't know, let's call that the Empire State Building. That's, I don't know. That's the, no? Okay. Well, we tried. But it's really beautiful up here. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. Can we call it fall? Is it fall yet?
Yeah.
It's kind of fall. Yeah. Oh, I found gum in my pocket. Oh, it's going to be an amazing day. It's actually going to be for a reason. And I watch these bands. That's cool. So, that's it. That's basically the gist of the show. We're going to go 4 hours every day.
Staying live on this stream. The Periscope streams are going to break.
Okay.
Back.
You guys, we're going to take a little break. We're going to stay live because look at these guys. They have to take the guitar out of...
Hold backs.
Let's do it. We'll be back right after this. Thanks, guys.